All right, got Stewart, Ben. We're going to do this quick replay of a 5-minute match that they did. No gi jiu-jitsu, anything goes, Colombian rules. So we'll see here, they're trying to figure out their grips at the very beginning. Ben's doing a good job of standing and moving. I always try to encourage everyone to stand when they pass. Let's go back and see what happened right here. So Stewart's got some wrist control, and you can see Stewart on the bottom uses that left leg. And it's kind of hard to tell. Stewart, give some feedback here. Did you have a De La Hiva there, it looks like?
Attempt. Didn't actually work.
It looks like the left leg of Stewart threads behind Ben's right leg, gets a little sweep going. The only thing right here, Stewart's got Ben's right hand. You can see the grip with Stewart's left hand and Ben's right. And he throws the leg, sweeps, and you can see Ben's right hand posting on the ground. So right here, let's see what happens right after this, if Stewart can get up. Looks like he started to get up. I'm going to press play so we get a smoother motion going. So he wasn't able to get up. I would say right there, if Stewart made a little bit better effort of holding Ben's right hand. So right there you can see Ben's right hand posting. And then after that, Ben doesn't get knocked all the way down. Now interesting, Ben has a saddle entry here that maybe he wasn't aware of, but he goes for the back. So Ben, you got to get that right leg instead of in this leg lock position. So here's the saddle. You can see the right leg is over, left leg is under. Weren't really controlling it, no big deal. But right here, the right leg is still over Stewart's left leg. We got to take that guy out and try to get the hooks in behind him. Good job controlling the upper body. It looks like an overhook, underhook, harness type grip. Stewart's being pretty cool, just peeling that arm off, trying to turn into him, chest to chest. Good job there, Stewart. Stewart gets to his knees. A little break in the action there. A little butterfly guard by Stewart, trying to get some head control, wrist control again, always a great idea. Ben, good movement. I would just say maybe stand up a little bit more instead of the left knee on the ground. So there's a little pause here, not too much going on. There's some good movement by Ben. Starts to pass, good. Let's break that down real quick. So right here, sort of a leg drag position where maybe Stewart, I think he rolls away, yep. So right here, rolling away is a great option, going to turtle. Or from right here, you can see when Ben closes the gap, Stewart's left arm is being controlled by Ben, which is a problem. That's hard to overcome. But as Ben pushes that down, if Stewart tried turning into him, maybe using his right hand, opening the left leg, doesn't always work, but that would be my only suggestion. Turtle looks good. Right there, Ben, trying to get the hooks in would be a little bit better effort there. I like how you're getting the harness grip, though. So you can see Ben right here in this position where Stewart's in a turtle. Ben starts getting the arms in position. Right here is the harness, and it's already locked in. I'm going to back up and let it just play smoother. Boom, harness. Good job with the upper body control. Stewart's doing a good job of grabbing the wrist back so he doesn't get choked. Walking into him. Oh, here we go, getting your head caught, Ben. So here, Stewart, I would have maybe let go of that Ben's right wrist around your head.
Yeah,
so right there, not necessary to hold on to that. You're kind of holding on to each other with no control going on. You're just connected. Yeah. Remember, the difference between control and connection is way different. Being connected doesn't mean you're controlling where we're going. So right here, if Stewart would have let go, that'd be a better idea. And then pushed backwards into Ben, trying to flatten him out. And then Ben, with that right hand, I know he was holding you. If you could have gotten it free and gotten around Stewart's right here, Stewart's waist. So Ben, your head's caught. If you could take that right arm and hug Stewart with that right arm around his waist, belly area. And then the left arm, I believe, is up on the wrist already. So that would have been a great position that you could possibly reverse him. So it looks like you're trying to pull your head out. There we go. Good. Good change of position right here, Ben. This is where you should be running around to his head. So you can see Ben, and it's hard when you're rolling live. We get in these positions where all of a sudden, transition right here, instead of going backwards and up, if you could have ran around towards the head, they give you a better chance of passing. Good wrist control again. Stewart's got kind of a Z-ish guard, shin guard up there from the half guard. I'm going to keep the arms down a little bit more, Stewart. Good job controlling Ben's right leg. And Ben, the only suggestion may be pushing his leg down. So if we go right to, like right here, if You can take that right hand that's up by his rib cage, maybe small movement back, use your right arm, smash the shin down. Easier said than done, but that could be one thing you're doing. And then you're going sort of the wrong way there as you moved into his leg, going to the right. Unless you smash his leg down, going to the right, it's not going to help too much. So now you're back in a half guard and your right leg's all caught up in there. Let's see. Stewart's looking for some wrist control on that left side. Doing a good job of just kind of keeping you at bay with just that wrist. Oh, looks like he's going under. Nice. Oh, single leg X. Kind of. He's reaping, which is great. Looking for an outside heel hook. Okay, let's hold on right here and back up. That was a nice... So you can see Stewart on the bottom. Here's the half guard. So he's kind of keeping Ben at bay. I don't know if that was his plan necessarily or just kind of hanging on looking for something. And then his right arm, right here, scoops under Ben's left leg. You can see Ben's weight actually goes up. Starts working his leg in. So once the weight is off that left leg of Ben, Stewart did a great job right here lifting up. And you can see once the knee, foot is off the ground, that leg is light. So Ben's job is to try to get heavy on that side. But again, very difficult. And you can see Stewart's body, watch how it shifts right there. He goes from being a little bit more to the right side of Ben, shifting under. Now both of Ben's knees are off the ground momentarily, it looks like, and then he shifts over and pushes him away with that right leg. That's great. Off balancing, Zushi. Here's a reaping type of position, going for the outside heel hook. Stewart, if I were you, I would find the leg position. So right. You got this leg position. You're looking for that outside heel hook. I would try to maybe curl those feet down.
Oh, gotcha.
Or maybe even go for like that false reap position where you put the right leg, your right foot threads over and then under Ben's right leg.
Got it.
All easier said than done. This is a good position. And then Ben, yeah, it's difficult from here, Ben. So trying to free your knee line is always the answer. Good roll, but try to get that left knee out. As long as that knee is in, you are in danger. And that's usually the battle. Stewart's got to keep the knee line while Ben is trying to free it. So again, here you could be pushing the leg down, Ben, instead of reaching for his hands. Or you could reach for his hands and try to clear the knee line. That could also be another possible answer. Boy, controlling those wrists is so huge. Look at that. These guys are both really good at that. Like immense stamina. I've not seen before when I roll with people, the way they try to grab and control the wrist and hang on to it. Is that a tap there?
Yep.
Yeah, I tapped. You did a good job.
For some reason I missed it. So it looks like Stewart's got his wrist grabbed, but he's also grabbing Ben's. Grabs it right back. He's got the heel hook. And then did he get with one hand there, Ben? Looks like?
Yeah.
Did he tap with just one hand? Tap you with one hand? Man, when you have a good position, you can tap with one hand. You can totally control the leg and knee line. Alright, good standing. I like it. Just pop that knee up off the ground. Stewart's kind of playing cool. Not sure what he's looking for. Here's a De La Hiva.
Had no clue.
Trying to take whatever was given to him. Look at this position. This is nice for Stewart. So Stewart grabs the heel with that left hand. His left De La Hiva hook's already inserted. This is great. And then he makes it even tighter. Watch his left hand here. He scoops it from the front and then under. That is tight. So he's got his left leg around Ben's right calf on the back side. And then he's controlling the front side with his arm. So he's got an attachment on the front and the back of the leg. This is super tight. And then here Ben maybe turning away next time instead of into him. Now that was a kind of cool transition. So right here Ben looks like he's trying to, let's back it up just a touch. So Stewart inserts it. Ben's kind of turning into Stewart, it looks like, and that gives Stewart the ability to then take his right leg out, kick it up over and pummel it to the backside of Ben's armpit, and then being able to push off, and looks like it's a back roll motion. Let's see where this goes. Yep, and then gets a sweep from there. Still got some leg entanglement. Nice. Kick. If you're Ben, you want to be trying to kick away. You can kick the butt, the hamstring right before this happens. So what I'm talking about is right in here. He pushes the glutes, that's good. And then if he needed to put a foot on the back of the hamstring or glute that would follow up, that's great. And This angle's hard to tell, but it almost looks like Ben's kind of, nope, not quite. I thought it was maybe a saddle position. So in these resets right here, this is always interesting. So the person, this is the gray area of jiu-jitsu. So here is a position, let's back it up. Ben gets out, starts to sit up. So here's a gray area that often happens in just a disconnection, and sometimes it's mutual. So Ben's kind of working, probably thinking about protecting his legs or maybe going for a saddle entry. Stewart's sort of doing the same. Both have probably the same thought process. And then right here, where there's a disconnection, Ben comes out, open, and then just sort of accepts going into Stewart's open guard. So it's not as bad as a closed guard, but what if from this position you started to get up and immediately flanked either left or right on Stewart's legs while Stewart thinks in his head he's resetting, he's agreeing to this mutual reset. What if Ben popped up and immediately from here, instead of going straight into him where Stewart's ready, into his guard, he went left or right, or maybe picked up a foot and did a leg drag. And then Stewart, just on the other side of that, from this position, when Ben starts this reset right here, how about there's Ben's left hip on the ground, Ben comes up to his knees. So right in this gray area, what could Stewart do? I mean, there's a lot of options, but just for example, what if that right arm of Stewart immediately underhooked into Ben and he scooted into Ben? So Ben going from his hips to his knees, sort of a stable position, but not completely. That Stewart popped in from right here, off balance, and then tried to make something happen. I like it. 2 feet Ben. Looks like he's trying to maybe put his right leg in. Stewart's using the left foot De La Riva to help control. Lots of, look at this, all this wrist. This wrist grabbing is incredible. You guys are okay. Here we go. Straight foot lock position. Stewart immediately grabs that head. Great idea. When your foot's in danger, grabbing arms, head. And then maybe from right here, it's hard to see, but if I was Ben, as Stewart climbs up, you can put a foot in the, oh, there it is, chest. I was going to say that. Push away, maybe use the hip. Now that left leg right there, Ben, as it slides. So great job. Chest is pushing. Your left foot, right here, it's kind of on his back. What if you put it into his hip from right here? So like a single leg X, the Ashy position, right? So if it went, boom, into his hip instead, and you started extending. Let's see where this goes. Stewart did a good job, and I think your grip on the ankle could work on that being a little better. So when you were here, looks a little high. This could have been a heel hook as well. You could have transitioned, but that left arm being almost parallel with the calf. Now right here, that's not a great grip, right? And I'm not sure what Stewart was doing or what the feeling or energy was. Maybe he was peeling away where you just couldn't hang on to it, and that could be.
Yeah, just trying to peel.
It's always just, it's easy to sit here and give feedback. Now, right here, good job, Stewart. So Stewart was, okay, here's the gray area. The leg comes out, Ben pushes it out. Right here, you can see Stewart's right elbow pushing Ben's shin down. So this is the gray area. Stewart could have not done that. He could have backed up and just accepted a neutral position, but instead he starts smashing it. Watch. It's almost like a leg drag. Yeah, and then there's the pass. So Ben, this is where it all went wrong for you. And it's not that it was wrong for you, it was just right for Stewart. He did a great job of pushing right there. That is huge. If you can make yourself do that every time you disengage and get away from somebody, you're actually doing that motion. The next part, boom, that's a clean pass. Good job, Ben, getting away. Now, Stewart, you kind of sat down. Not sure if you lost your balance. But
I did.
Now we're back to this neutral position. So Ben just is like, if you could have done maybe what Stewart did. So you're right. This is good. So you're pushing away, coming up on that right elbow, right hand. You get away. It's hard to turn your back, then face him. I get that. That's very hard from here. But if that could be your goal, right? So you touch the knee, but not necessarily controlled anything. That would be a great opportunity to start controlling the leg. Man, there's that wrist control again. You guys have no idea how strong these guys' forearms are. It's like they bend steel all day. Stewart's got kind of a half guard, reverse De La Riva-ish position, posting up on that right elbow. Ben's pushing him down. Getting good there. Good, Stewart hooking. So from right here, Ben, let's back it up. So here's this position. Left knee down, right knee up. You can see Stewart's left hand is already grabbing towards that ankle. So that's the beginning of him starting to control the De La Riva, for example. But then he switches, because you push that hook down, which is great, Ben. You don't want to let him have that hook. He switches to that right hand. controlling. You stop the controlling with the left side of his body by pushing the leg, and then he switches to that right hand on the back of the knee. You've got 2 hands on that leg now, so that leg is totally like out for Stewart, which is fine, but then he switches to that right side. And now his right foot comes into play. Look at that, lifting the hips. That was really good off balancing. That's what took you over. So the only thing, Ben, I would suggest from here is like when you feel that energy going to the back of your knee, you've got to start pushing your hips backwards away from them. Sort of posted. And we talk a lot about accepting things or trying to not accept things. So I think right here, maybe with that right hand, you could have fought maybe a little harder. Maybe you could have popped your hips up and gave like a little jump. That's a nice sweep. And then don't hold his head from here, Ben. You actually want to make space by framing, pushing on the neck, armpit.
5 seconds.
You're just about over. Overall, I really like this match. There's a lot of exchanges back and forth. That looked really good. And I think I kind of picked everything apart from both sides. Stewart, I think overall you did a good job of using Kazushi, trying to off-balance Ben. Ben, I like your mobility. When you get on your feet, you're good at going left and right when you want. I just think you need to employ that strategy more. As I just kind of zoomed through here, I think if you were really aggressive about your movement, Ben, it would be super hard to keep a guard position and hard for Stewart to hook and off-balance you. So those are the 2 big feedbacks. Stewart, just keep up with that off-balancing. Your hooks are looking great. And then Ben, just work on that movement more. Movement is medicine. Great job, guys.
Thank
All
you.
right, so hit that subscribe. I'm going to break down more matches and just find a whole host of good jiu-jitsu content here. Keep moving forward. Ooh, that pill's hitting me.